What's poppin', internet? Welcome to another episode of the Synced Up Podcast, a show where we talk about news, games, and we sandwich a little fun in between. I'm one of your hosts, Timothy DeRoe, and joining me this week is a new co-host, the Isaiah Roberson, stepping in for Michael Clare. How you feeling about this episode?
Man, I am hyped. There's a lot of news this week, and I'm so excited to talk.
It's quite fat. I know we got a bunch of stuff in here. We're going to talk about Twitch, good and bad. We're going to talk about studio acquisitions and some studio acquisitions that mighta, coulda, shoulda happened. Also, Epic buys them all for some reason, and we're going to talk about that at the end of the news section. But before we get into that, a little bit of housekeeping for you. So there is a special episode of the podcast that went up on Thursday with a special guest, Bob Buell from the 99 Questions podcast. We talked about our top 5 favorite games of all time. Bob Buell brought some extra spice to the list. He was a joy to talk to. So much fun doing that episode. It's about an hour and 45, and it's just nonstop passion about the games that we love the entire way through. And he was funny. He was good. We will try to have him back on. So if you haven't watched that special episode or listened to it, go back and go ahead and do that because it was quite good. But if you're just here for the regular stuff, obviously we're on YouTube. So you can go to youtube.com/synceduppodcast. If you want to put some faces to those voices you hear every week, you can go there, give us a like, a sub, notifications, the whole nine. But if you don't want to see our faces or you currently see our faces and are tired of seeing it, you can go over to your favorite audio service and search Synced Up Podcast and look for the blue and white logo. Also, both feeds get updates of those episodes Mondays at 7 a.m. Central Time Zone, gang. You can also write into the show at synceduppod@gmail.com if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or games, or just anything that you want us to read on the show, or we don't have to necessarily read on the show. You could just give us some criticism. That's fine, too. You can write in at synceduppod@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at synceduppod to keep up to date with all of our content, whether that's impressions videos, which we haven't done in a while, but we're going to get back to it once games start coming out, or if that's any other content like we did with Bob Buell, or if we have any streams or anything, you can keep up to date with that on our Twitter. So let's get right into the show. So this one obviously speaks to you the most since you are the Twitch guy. you do the most streaming out of all of us, I think. I know Mike.
Just a little bit.
I know Mike does some streaming, but not as much as you do. So let's get right into it. So Twitch removes the Pogchamp emote. This is a huge deal. This happened in the middle of the week. So I just got some tweets here from Twitch and a man named Sean Plott. So first and foremost, Twitch tweeted out a few days ago, we made the decision to remove the Pogchamp emote following statements from the face of the emote encouraging further violence after what took place in the Capitol today. Jordan, could you bring that up? I can't remember what exactly he said. I forgot to put it in here. Just look up like Pogchamp dude's tweet, something. Find what he said. I wanna know exactly what that tweet was. We want the sentiment and use of Pog to live on. Its meaning is much bigger than the person depicted or the image itself, which I agree, and it has a big place in Twitch culture. However, we can't in good conscience continue to enable the use of the image. We will work with the community to design a new emote for the most hype moments on Twitch. So that happened. That's a big deal. A little bit unprecedented. I mean, Pogchamp, that's like one of the biggest things. People even say that like IRL just all the time.
100%.
You know, I know Mike says that all the time when anything exciting happens. He's just like poggers.
Yeah, it's even like my roommate, like he'll like bust into my room and be like, "Hey, Pogchamp," and I'll be like, "Okay."
You talking about Duggar?
Yeah.
That's weird. That's a weird.
Yeah, he recently like learned like what that meant.
Like the lingo.
Yeah, and now he's just like he just says it all the time.
That's funny. So Sean Plott a day later tweeted at Twitch. He said, "Yo, at Twitch. Suggestion for Pogchamp, create a database of streamer and or general faces. Whenever someone types Pogchamp, display one of those faces at random. Would give a really nice crowd feel to a chat spamming Pogchamp and allow the meaning to be tied to all of us instead." And Twitch quote tweeted that and responded with, "You know what? In the spirit of figuring out 2021 together, let's just roll with it for now. Get ready for a new Pogchamp every 24 hours starting today." And they already showed a few of those. Obviously, really exciting faces. You know, it's cool to see. Cool to see like other people getting highlighted in this thing and turning something so negative into like a more positive issue because obviously did you find the tweet? Bring it up so I can see it and the people can see it. So Gotex, he's obviously the original Pogchamp guy. He tweeted, "Will there be civil unrest for the woman who was executed inside the Capitol today, or will the MAGA martyr die in vain? The video will be aired soon on ban.video and resistance.video, and it sounds pretty gruesome. P.S. Big Brother Twitter wouldn't let me post the URL, so if you don't think big tech censorship is real, there you go." He obviously said a couple of other things, and I believe he was there too at the MAGA rally. Don't quote me on that, but obviously. That's an important thing to talk about. I don't want to get too deep into it because this is a gaming show, but Obviously, in America, shit was happening on Wednesday and Thursday. Some crazy shit.
Yeah.
Watching the news, it was just, doom scrolling, the classic thing that you do. The Capitol was pretty much on fire. A lot of people's lives were in danger. I don't ever think violence is the answer in pretty much any area, but that's just me. I know people disagree with that, but so that was real spicy, and he was there. So Twitch has decided to separate themselves from him and just get rid of his face and start replacing it with other people. I guess that sucks for him, but I've heard he didn't like the image. I read that somewhere that he didn't like the Pogchamp.
I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I know from like my perspective, like this, like, cause I ended up streaming earlier today, and one of my viewers used the Pogchamp emote, and it was like a totally different person. And I was like, what is? Oh yeah,
yeah. So it's cool to see that stuff because obviously it's a more positive and more community type thing. So
100%.
That's exciting. There's some more streaming stuff though. This pertains to you maybe if you ever play any Capcom games. So Capcom updates content creation and streaming rules. This is by Kazuma Hashimoto at Silicon Era. Capcom has updated its content creation and streaming rules, laying emphasis on sharing of spoilers and commercial use of its intellectual properties. While the company is cracking down on these two issues specifically, streaming and the sharing of content on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube still remains permissible with some caveats. For example, Capcom mentions that content creators can still monetize their content through streaming platforms such as Twitch, Facebook, YouTube within the guidelines and rules of those platforms. However, content creators are no longer allowed to limit access to content through paywalls. This includes the selling of new content or the requirement of a paid subscription to access said content. The official statement goes on to mention that all unofficial and unauthorized pre-release footage is strictly prohibited. That includes leaks of any kind. This is not limited to the distribution of in-game content from leaked copies of a game prior to its official release date. And additionally, third-party softwares or devices that circumvent intended protection of Capcom titles are strictly prohibited as well. Capcom also goes on to mention that using Capcom titles to create video and or other content, including mods, that is illegal, racist, sexist, prejudicial to sexual orientation, sexually explicit, disparaging, promotes hate crimes, or is otherwise offensive is not tolerated. Mods will be reviewed on a case-by-case basis. Finally, Capcom mentions that failure to abide by these new terms may result in Capcom taking action to have your video content removed. So this is kind of half good, half bad, obviously. So, well, not half bad, half iffy. So the good thing here, this illegal, racist, sexist, prejudicial, sexual orientation, you love to see it. That's the type of stuff. We're all about inclusion here and everywhere, I like to think. And it's all about being positive out there and making sure, everyone gets to enjoy games and everyone that watches things gets to feel like they're welcomed into communities and stuff. Right. So that's a good move here. Where it gets a little iffy though, and I guess it's not iffy. This is their property, so they're allowed to do with whatever they want. But this changes things for a lot of people here. Where you go. Content creators are no longer allowed to limit access to content through paywalls. This includes the selling of new content or requirement of a paid subscription to access the content. So that is a big deal. So that makes people who have Patreon videos that do Patreon videos based off Capcom unable to make those videos now. That makes people who do Twitch streams that are behind like subscription only type things. Wow. You're no longer allowed to do that with Capcom games. That's a big deal. Now I don't think this changes things for too many people. But I do think it changes things for some people because like if you wanted to stream Resident Evil 2, I think at the level that you are and we are now, we'd be perfectly fine.
Oh yeah, 100%.
We're not big enough to be putting paywalls up. Like we need everybody to watch our shit, right?
But if like somebody like I don't know, like Ninja or something like that, it probably wouldn't.
Yeah, because they'll be able to do their normal stuff, and people could still pay them for watching it. But if they want to say like, hey, this is a subscribers only thing, or this is a thing behind my Patreon, like I know Kind of Funny does a lot of like their impressions audio feed is behind a paywall. If they do an impressions video on a Capcom game, are they gonna have to make that available to everyone, not just behind the paywall? That kind of changes things up a little bit. And honestly, with Capcom doing it, I wouldn't be surprised if you start to see other game companies start to do this to like crack down on all of this stuff because I mean it's within their legal right to do so, and that really could change the landscape of Twitch as a whole to do that, for like all the game companies to do that and start putting caveats like this. So just be cautious going forward with any streaming of Capcom games. It's just worth noting. Otherwise, your video is going to get removed. But staying on the removed train, Minecraft Earth is going to get shut down on June 30th. It will be removed everywhere, period. Microsoft's ambitious alternate reality game won't survive past the pandemic. This is from Igor at Engadget. A little over a year after bringing Minecraft Earth in the US, Microsoft announced this week it will shut down the game later this year. Minecraft Earth players have until June 30th, 2021 to play the augmented reality title before Microsoft shuts down its servers and it's no longer available to download from app marketplaces. Developer Mojang Studios blamed the coronavirus pandemic and all the changes to day-to-day life that have come with it for the shutdown. Minecraft Earth was designed around free movement and collaborative play, two things that have become near impossible in the current global situation, the studio said. Like Niantic with Pokemon Go, Mojang had tweaked the game to make it easier to play at home. Those changes clearly weren't enough. But if there's a silver lining in today's news, it's that Mojang plans to send off Minecraft Earth in style. The studio is rolling out one last update for the game. It says contains changes to make your time in Minecraft Earth as fun as possible. Among other tweaks, the update does away with real money transactions and drastically reduces the time it will take for players to craft and build things within the game. It also offers players a chance to see all the content that Mojang was working on before today's announcement. We hope these adjustments will allow you to explore, craft, and build more while staying safe indoors, the studio said. Once June 30th comes and goes, Microsoft will delete player data on July 1st. If you spent money in Minecraft Earth at any point during the life of the game, you'll get a token that will allow you to download the Bedrock edition of Minecraft proper to your mobile device.
Oh, that's nice of them.
That is nice of them. This is sad to see, though. Obviously, Pokemon Go was able to tweak because they have the player base for that.
Yeah.
Minecraft Earth kind of came out a little bit before the front of this damn thing, so like it hasn't been that long. It didn't have time to grow to the level of Pokemon Go. Yeah. And obviously living in the shadow of Pokemon Go means you'll never grow to that degree anyway. So whereas Pokemon Go was able to tweak things to be able to bounce back and say like, oh, we can still do this. We're going to let you, do like the things with the spices and some other stuff like that and tweak the spawn rates to make it where you can stay at home and still enjoy the game. Right. Minecraft Earth, a little bit more difficult with the dwindling player base. So that kind of sucks, but it is cool to see that they're saying like, hey, you'll get Minecraft proper on your phone if you want it, if you spend any money ever, because we appreciate you. And then removing in-game purchases and all of this stuff to make it where like, hey, for at least the last, because it's January, you got 5 months. For the last 5 months of the game, just go crazy. Here's all the shit. We're releasing everything. Just do whatever you want.
Just full send, guys. Yeah. Just full send.
And that's cool. That's cool to see. Even though it sucks that it's getting shut down. I never got a chance to play it. Did you ever play it?
I have never even.
Are you kidding me?
So, like, it kind of probably makes sense why it's shut down.
I guess that's fair.
Like, no offense to the developers of this app, but like at the same time, like,
yeah,
maybe could have did a little better job of promoting it.
I'm frankly surprised you never heard of it. Yeah, Minecraft Earth. It's just a Pokemon Go style game. You walked around, built shit, seen other people's stuff. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of companies try to like get to like that Pokemon Go like level status.
Yeah,
but it's just something about like the type of like things that they try to incorporate in their app that just can't quite get to the Pokemon Go level status.
You seen the Jurassic Park game, the Ghostbusters game? They both tried to go in, and both of those are already shut down now. And Minecraft Earth getting shut down now too. So seems like Pokemon Go got a lock on that market.
Yeah, wasn't there like a Harry Potter game that was?
Hold up. There's like a Harry Potter Pokemon Go game. No, I'm pretty sure that shit is out.
Is it out?
I'm pretty sure you did like spells and shit. I remember Joey Noel of Kind of Funny playing it. Bring it up for us to see. It's like maybe Harry Potter. Dude, probably. Harry Hogwarts Mystery. Is it still up? Is it still going? Okay, Harry Potter Hogwarts Mystery. I guess that also goes to show that Pokemon Go got a lock on the market because I just completely forgot about that game.
I guess if you're trying to Wingardium Leviosa, then there's a game for you.
Yeah, because you would like do like symbols with. It was weird.
Oh yeah.
It was weird. I don't think I ever played it though. So that sucks for Microsoft, but good on them for them to be able to do all this stuff to help these people. But let's stay on the Microsoft train a little bit while longer. Xbox survey asked players if they wish PS5 Dualsense features were in the Series X controller. This is from Jordan Alamon at IGN. The survey sent to owners of next-gen Xbox consoles is querying whether users would appreciate the features of the PS5's DualSense in their Series X or S controller. As reported by Tech Radar, the console experience survey asked owners whether they think the Xbox Series X feels next-gen. There's my burp. And later asks whether they feel like they are missing out on the peripherals department. I'm aware of the features on PlayStation controllers that I wish were on the controller that came with this console, the question reads. This is, of course, referring to the PlayStation 5's Dualsense, which offers adaptive triggers for simulating resistance and provides precise haptic feedback with the goal of increasing immersion in games. By comparison, the Series X controller wasn't too much of a jump from last generation, despite the addition of features like a dedicated share button and textured triggers. Microsoft's interest in these questions would suggest that they are at least thinking about upgrading the next-gen controllers in the future to line up with Sony's offering in the current generation. While that line of thought doesn't necessarily promise changes in the future, Xbox has a recent history of adding well-received features on other console controllers to its own. The Xbox One controller adopted a 3.5mm jack partway through the last generation, for example. So this is cool as shit, because I don't know. Have you got your hands on a PS5 controller?
No, I haven't yet.
Okay, so honestly, we have it here. You should just at least try it. But the PlayStation 5 controller, especially when played with Astro's Playroom, which is the titular PS5 game it's installed on all the PS5s, is just insane. Like the feedback, like feeling everything. You can feel like the pitter patter of Astro's feet. You can feel him walk on wood or grass or stone. Like you can feel the different type of textures of metal.
Really makes you feel.
Yeah, like you're in the shits.
Wow, that's crazy.
And the triggers, like when you got a bow and you go to pull the bow, the trigger like pulls back, like really, like you can feel it.
Awesome.
It's super cool. You really should get your hands on it. We have one here. Maybe Jordan can let you try it before you leave. Okay. It's so dope. Like it's the coolest thing. And for the Xbox controller, as much as I think that the Series X controller is like, you take the Xbox One controller and you just make it a little better. Like, don't fix what ain't broken type of thing. Yeah. Just add a little bit of tweaks, a couple of tweaks here and there. It would be nice to have this haptic feedback shit. 100%. Because I think haptic feedback is like the next thing, and I think Trey also agrees with me. There's a couple other people I talked to about it that's like, yeah, haptic feedback is like the next fucking thing. And Sony really locked it down here at the beginning. And so for Xbox to at least be expressing interest in that is dope, because if the Series X also had haptic feedback, like that's really just wrapping it all up for me as like the perfect thing.
Imagine Outer Wilds, but with
that would be cool.
Fantastic.
Oh, I love Outer Wilds, man. That's such a good fucking game.
Oh, yeah.
But hopefully we'll see something come of this. We don't know if we'll see Microsoft actually take this to heart, and if people are saying, yeah, I want that, and they actually fix this, if they want it for next gen, if they're going to do the thing like they say here with the 3.5mm jack partway through the last generation, maybe here in a couple years, they release a new Series X controller that has haptic feedback. Whatever it is, I hope they take that and they run with it, because that's something that I think is quite good.
100%. Especially as a Xbox head, I would appreciate it.
Yeah, that would be nice. Let's keep talking about Microsoft, though. There's a little bit more here. A little bit more for Microsoft. So they tried to buy Nintendo and EA ahead of the original Xbox launch. This is from Ali Jones at Games Radar. They just laughed their asses off.
I would too.
And Microsoft reportedly attempted to buy some of the biggest names in gaming, including Nintendo, to create exclusive titles for the original Xbox. In a new report from Bloomberg, many of the people who worked on the console in the run-up to its release outlined attempts to acquire the likes of Nintendo, EA, and Square Enix. Having announced the Xbox in 2000, Microsoft was looking around for games for its new system and the developers who would make them. According to Bob McBreen, then head of business development, the first company we reached out to buy was EA. That offer was met with a swift no thanks. So Microsoft turned its attention to Japanese giant Nintendo. Kevin Bacchus, director of the console's third-party relations, said Steve Ballmer, former Microsoft CEO, made us go meet with Nintendo to see if they would consider being acquired. Apparently, however, that conversation did not go well. Quote, they just laughed their asses off. Like, imagine an hour of somebody just laughing at you. That was kind of how that meeting went. Bloomberg's report also touches on unsuccessful attempts to purchase Square Enix, as well as Mortal Kombat developer Midway. The former told Microsoft that its asking price was too low, while the latter was still attached to its business with PlayStation. Eventually, it worked out for Microsoft. They would settle for Halo developer Bungie, creating one of the Xbox's most successful and enduring franchises. Can you imagine a world where Microsoft owns Nintendo?
No,
because
100%.
The gaming landscape today is just completely different, because that's right before the GameCube, right? The GameCube came out after 2001. Jordan, is that correct? Can you fact check me? I believe the GameCube was 2001. So that was right before the GameCube. Would have been before the Wii. You wouldn't have, like that. All that would have been different. So many good ass games. The Mario Galaxy games wouldn't exist possibly, or they would exist on the Xbox console in a different way. What year was it, Jordan? 2001. Yeah, sniped. So, like, the gaming landscape as a whole would be completely different if Microsoft bought Nintendo and EA. Because, like,
100%.
EA is a giant, obviously. Nintendo is a giant, obviously. But Microsoft owning them would just be, like, the craziest shit. Like, imagine playing the new, like, Mario Odyssey on your Xbox.
bro.
like in 4K.
That would have been crazy.
Like that would be a completely different world if this had went through. Can't blame them for trying to do it though, especially because Microsoft, their reach, especially back in the day and still today, a lot of people don't realize this, but Xboxes and stuff sell like shit in Japan. They're really bad overseas. Their sales over there. The Xbox Series X a little more successful over there now, but that's just the product of the world and communication really expanding. So that's how that happened. But like in terms of sales and stuff, the Xbox does shit over there. So making or trying to buy Nintendo or Square Enix is like, that makes sense for them to try to do that. But you know, if they had bought Square Enix too, bro, like what the fuck? Like that would just be crazy. It'd be a different world because Square Enix obviously makes a lot of games that you love too.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So like that really changes a lot of things.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I can only imagine like Dollar General just going like having a meeting with like Walmart and it's just like, hey, let me buy you.
Yeah, because Nintendo
like,
was big at the time. That was after the 64, the GameCube. That you got Project Dolphin rumored currently at this point. So, which would have been the GameCube. For people who don't know. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's pretty good. But let's talk about someone who actually bought someone. So Nintendo, they bought the Luigi Mansion 3 maker Next Level Games.
Yes.
Vancouver studio moves in-house after a decade of developing for Nintendo. This is by Owen S. Good at Polygon. I choose to believe his middle name is So. It's Owen So Good. Nintendo has acquired Next Level Games, the makers of Luigi's Mansion 3 on Nintendo Switch, the company announced on Tuesday. Vancouver-based Next Level has delivered 7 titles published by Nintendo, going back to Super Mario Strikers for the GameCube in 2005, which is, by the way, fucking classic.
Oh, I love that game so much.
It's great. Terms of the deal were not disclosed. A statement from Nintendo said that a number of owner-directors of Next Level recently determined that the time is right for them to sell their shares. The company expects that a closer relationship with the studio will deliver an anticipated improvement in development speed and quality. Nintendo says the deal will close by March 1st. Next Level's Luigi's Mansion 3, which launched on October 31st, 2019, was a critical and commercial success, selling 7.83 million copies worldwide as of November. That's a lot of copies. So this acquisition just makes a lot of sense. It's one of those classic ones, like why hasn't Sony bought who's the dude, the Persona dudes? I need to figure it out a lot. Dude, Mike would be beat my ass right now.
100%.
Persona 5. Who developed Arc? No, that's the fighting game people. Arc System Works is the fighting game people. Help me out. Who developed Persona 5? Jordan, please.
As we wait,
please.
Jordan to figure out the Persona 5.
He's getting there. We're going. Who developed Persona 5? Atlas. Fuck me, dude.
Oh, yeah,
See, I claim to know all the video game shit, and I can't even remember Atlas. So Atlas, like, why hasn't Sony bought Atlas? Is the classic thing. And this is one of those also, like, why hasn't Nintendo bought Next Level? Because Next Level just makes their games. So this is an acquisition that makes sense, and hopefully, like they say here, an anticipated improvement in development speed and quality. That'll be nice to see. Obviously, did you play Luigi's Mansion 3?
I played it like a little bit. I haven't beaten it quite yet. I think I've got like.
Yeah.
But I can't talk. Pretty nice game.
Yeah, I liked what I did play of it, but I only played like 15 minutes because Luigi's Mansion is just not. It's not my type of game.
Yeah.
So this is good to see. Obviously expected, and I will see the fruits of this labor in a couple of years, 2 to 3 years. Until then, Epic Games decides they're gonna buy a shopping mall. Epic Games buys a shopping mall to convert it into a new headquarters. This news is by Tom Phillips at Eurogamer. This week, Epic agreed to purchase the Cary Town Center, a 980,000 square foot size, just down the road from its current home in Cary, North Carolina. The vast complex will become Epic's new home campus, which will open in 2024 after a 3-year plan to refurbish and rebuild the area. While Epic will own the site, some of it may still be given over for use by the local community, the company said. If you want to take a look at how the largely empty Cary Town Center looks currently, there are plenty of pictures over on the strangely interesting r/Dead Malls subreddit.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me that Epic bought a plot of land in Cary, North Carolina, and that's gonna be their new core?
I mean, yeah, they were already in Cary, North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were already there because their current home in Cary, North Carolina. They just bought them all. So they're taking them all, and they're like, hey, and I guess this makes sense because like malls aren't really the shit anymore, and then the pandemic kind of like said, malls, they kind of killed malls.
Yeah.
So I imagine they bought that on the cheap. Well, on the cheap to
I
them.
mean,
Not on the cheap for us, but on the cheap for them. You'll never catch me buying them all. But I imagine they did that.
Big.
Yeah, maybe. But maybe they did. Maybe they did buy it on the cheap, which I imagine they did. Yeah. And this is gonna be cool, I guess. I heard somewhere that they're trying to turn it into like a cool like campus type thing, like the open to the community thing, like a Fortnite
nice.
Campus, basically.
Oh my.
So
no,
you know,
please,
you wanna go where we dropping, boys? You know.
If I like shop and like the cashier does like the take the L dance on me, I'm leaving.
That's
I'm getting
funny.
a refund. I'm out.
Yeah, that's crazy. So there's nothing really to expect from this, but I just thought it was cool that Epic Games bought a shopping mall. That means they got that big money, that big dollars. But that's it for the news. Isaiah Roberson.
Oh yes.
This week in gaming. This is a section of the podcast. This next section here, section of the podcast is the section of the podcast where we talk about the historical releases, and you guessed it, this week in gaming. So we actually got some shit this week. The last few weeks, by a few weeks I mean month, has just been dry in this section. So we actually got some good releases here. So January 10th, let's start it off real nice with Legend of Zelda Minish Cap in 2005. This is a game that you played?
I've played that game. So like I haven't beaten this game, but like this is one of like the few like Legend of Zelda games where like I kind of like I play like a lot of, and it's just a fantastic game.
Oh, I mean, yeah, this is a classic. I played the hell out of it. You gotta love Minish Cap and its shrink down little thing that they added. That's really good. A year later though, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Duel Academy. See, I was gonna skip over this, but you had me.
Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh! Man, bro, Yu-Gi-Oh! On I think this was on. Jordan might have to fact check me, but wasn't this on the Game Boy Advance?
Yeah, it was on the Game Boy.
Yeah, the Game Boy Advance like era is just so fantastic.
It's a good era.
Yeah, especially
That's
like
some of my favorite games from that era.
Like I remember like playing this like 3 times, and each time I picked like the I forgot that like the Slifer house.
Dude, I don't even know what the.
I don't remember, but there were like 3 houses that you can get into, and I like made
It's
my
like Fire Emblem.
It kind of something like that, but like Yu-Gi-Oh, and it was fantastic.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. January 11th, Resident Evil 4 in 2005. Obviously, I talked about this on last week's episode about, I think Fielding was the one who asked the question. Maybe it was Lyle. I'm sorry, guys. But they asked the question about what game you bought the most, and Resident Evil 4 was the one for me. This game's obviously classic. Can't wait for this shit to drop on the Switch.
Because
I'll buy it again.
Scary games at all. But when I was a kid, I played this game, and it was okay.
I love Resident Evil 4. It's like one of the best games of all time, in my opinion. Like objectively, and I also think, I mean, it's also in my top 50, somewhere around the 20-ish area. I really like it, and I can't wait for them to remake it. We just got Resident Evil 3 remake.
Yeah.
We're finna get Resident Evil Village, and I imagine next year we'll get Resident Evil 4 remake, which is what I'm really hoping for, because that would be nice as hell. There's my second burp. In 2011, 6 years after that, DC Universe Online drops. I never played this.
My cousin plays this game so much.
I know Greg Miller got over 1,000 hours in this game, but could not be me.
Yeah,
like MMOs aren't my jam.
Yeah,
not even slightly. Same year though, same day, Kingdom Hearts Recoded drops in 2011. So this is a you and Trey joint. This ain't for me though.
Kingdom Hearts.
Oh no.
Like this game. Okay, so like this is also another Kingdom Hearts. Well, okay, I did beat this game, but it's not like one of my favorite Kingdom Hearts games because it's basically like retells like the story of like Kingdom Hearts 1 and all that.
Yeah.
But it did like kind of add like a little bit of like spice to it. But like
okay. All right, fair enough. I mean, the Kingdom Hearts story is convoluted, makes no fucking sense to me. So
I know everything, and if you want to give me Kingdom Hearts 101, I'm your guy.
Wow. January 12th, 2003, SimCity 4 drops. Gotta love the SimCity games. I never played this one specifically. I was more of the Herbs. That was more me, that was more my era on the GameCube. 7 years later, though, Army of Two 40th Day. You gotta love Army of Two. I don't know, do you ever play Army of Two?
No.
Army of Two is such a classic. I think Jordan knows. Army of Two, bro, going back to back with your homies, and when you on split, that was split screen, right? Yeah, you go on split screen, you hit back to back, and then just be blasting all the dudes. I always remember the helicopter mission where you're like hanging from the helicopter, like down a rope, and you're like blasting all the dudes. Oh, dude, Army of Two is so classic. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, of course. Going back to back with your homies was the greatest. January 13th, though, in 2004, you got NFL Street.
Yes.
You got
NFL Street.
The classic. Some of the best soundtracks, too.
Yes, fantastic.
Like NFL Street, NBA Street. What was the other NBA game that was not NBA Street.
Jam?
No, it was like, I think it was called just like Street Volume 2. No, that's NBA Street Volume 2.
Something like that.
Dude,
like,
I could have.
Yeah, NFL Street is it's such a fantastic game.
I mean, yeah.
Like, of course, like NFL Street 2 is like the better one,
Mhm.
but like you still got to give it up for like NFL Street 1.
I know these are all
Like,
classics.
The satisfactory of like scoring a touchdown and then having like, I don't know, like Dante Culpepper or like Priest Holmes just like take it. It's my house. Like, it's so iconic.
Wow, those games are good. I could use for another one of these, man.
Oh,
I'm tired of
100%.
Madden and shit, bro. Let me get one of these.
Don't
arcade
get me
games.
started with Madden.
Like I'm tired of these. I'm tired of these semi games. I want like an NBA Jam.
Yeah.
And NBA, dude. If they released the NBA Street, dude, oh my god, I'll play that so fast.
100%.
10 years later, in 2014, Nidhogg is released. I prefer the sequel, but the original is also just as good.
Yeah, I never like. At first, it was like one of those games where I was just like, the call is kind of
weird.
But like when I played with my friends and we was just like,
It's getting hype. Yeah.
I'm gonna wait. Oh, let me get over here. I'm gonna stab you.
Yeah.
And then just like kept running to the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Nidhogg is a good old classic tug of war game, reverse tug of war, and it's like so good. It's a good.
Is it
one
not
on-
free on like? Something like
It's
that?
it's definitely probably free somewhere. I
Yeah,
bet
it's
Nidhogg is
somewhere.
on. I bet the Nidhogg reboot is on Game Pass or something. January 14th, there wasn't nothing of note that we had there, but on January 15th, you had WarioWare Smooth Moves in 2007. Obviously, an iconic WarioWare game. You ever played in the WarioWares?
Mm-mm.
Just like a Wario game, just filled with a bunch of mini games. You gotta love it. 2013, you get the DMC Devil May Cry reboot. A lot of people love Devil May Cry. Not for me.
Oh yeah, my buddy Darren loves Devil May Cry.
Yeah, it's an iconic,
passion.
iconic ARPG. In January 16th, you get the World of Warcraft Burning Crusades expansion that dropped. A lot of people consider this, my dad included, the greatest World of Warcraft expansion to ever come out. So, and that was the first one. So, and then after that, you got Wrath of the Lich King, and then you go on from there. Those were like iconic times in games. But that's it for this week in gaming. I'd say it's a pretty fire week.
Oh yeah,
That's
been a lot of good news.
Yeah, like pretty good.
Yeah.
But that's it for all of that. Let's get into a game. So I didn't do the initials trivia because I procrastinated and just got stuck playing Minecraft. So I'm gonna come up with a character in my game, and you're gonna have to guess it. Okay, I'm throwing you on the spot right here.
Okay.
Throwing you on the spot just for you to embarrass yourself. So this is character 20 questions.
Okay.
So in my head, I'm thinking of a video game character that make it easier for you. So you don't gotta be like, is it in a movie?
Okay.
So you get that head start, and I have the character in my head right now, and you got 20 questions to try to figure out who the character is. So.
Oh gosh. Okay. Is this character part of Nintendo?
Nah. Character is not Nintendo.
Is this character affiliated with Mark?
No.
Okay.
By affiliated, you mean like exclusive?
Yeah.
Like someone like from Gears or Halo or something.
Yeah, like Halo. Yeah.
No.
Okay. Ooh, this is gonna be tough.
I'm trying to put my thumb right under this little McDonald's logo. Oh yeah, we're both wearing McDonald's Cactus Jack uniforms.
Yeah.
A friend of mine. Yeah, we're not sponsored, but a friend of mine came through with these. This is like one of the most comfortable shirts I've ever wore. It's great.
Okay. Is this character?
We got 2 questions.
Character part of a game that I've played.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't do you dirty like that.
Okay.
Or if it was, I would at least make it a character that's like so well known. You would.
Okay. Is this character in Smash?
No. That eliminates a bunch, but I mean, most of those are associated with Nintendo. To be fairly honest.
Oh yeah. Is this character?
What happened?
Are you okay?
You can't tell me yet. Okay. Look like some breaking news, but not gaming related.
Okay. So.
Okay.
Game.
Got 4 questions, so you got 16 questions left.
Oh my god. Okay.
He's stressing.
I'm big stressing.
He's stressing.
My nose is sweating. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's sweating. Oh my god. Okay. Is this a Sony?
Yes, it is.
Sony.
That's gonna be a big 5 questions there for you.
Is this character related to Kingdom Hearts?
Character is related to Kingdom Hearts.
Okay. Like technically, like if it wasn't Kingdom Hearts, it's like technically.
Okay.
Because like the.
Yeah, but like you would say Kingdom Hearts is a
okay, that's fair.
Sony like thing.
That's fair. Okay, is it Sora?
Okay, if you guess wrong, you lose.
Oh, okay.
So
I didn't know. Okay, my bad. I'm gonna slow down. Okay. Is this character a female?
No. I'm not super familiar.
Okay. Is this?
Let me pull my phone.
Okay, yeah.
You keep asking though.
Okay, does the character have spiky hair?
Does the character have spiky hair?
Yes.
Hold up.
Not trying to cheat, guys.
I gotta look this up.
I have my hand up. Tunnel vision. I am looking at you guys.
Okay, this character is a female.
Okay.
And then what was the question you just asked?
No,
you got it. You already said it.
Said, the character has spiky hair.
No
Okay.
spiky hair.
Does
female?
the character have pink hair?
No. No pink.
Okay.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Not sponsored.
Okay, does the character wear a pink shirt?
I don't think so. I'm gonna double check.
Like a bunch of female characters.
That's 10, by the way. 10 questions.
Okay. I'm at 20.
You got
20.
You got 10 left.
So
So that's a big fat no.
no. Okay.
Yeah, the definitive no on pink shirt.
Okay, so that takes out Kyrie.
Kyrie Irving.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so there's Aerith. There's
Aerith Gainsborough from Final Fantasy VII.
Oh my god. Actually, yeah.
Wait, that's who that is?
Yeah.
Oh,
Is her?
I didn't know she was in.
Yeah, like in the first game.
I know the Final Fantasy dudes are, but I didn't know she was.
Like she's in the first one. I forgot her name. I don't know. She has like this like.
Bro, I don't know the Kingdom Hearts stuff.
Well, she's part of like.
I
Final
played Birth by
Fantasy.
Sleep, and that's it.
Oh, that's
100% of that too.
wait. Is this character in Birth?
I have no idea.
Oh, come on,
dude!
please.
I need to know. Okay. I'm looking it up.
I'm doing it again. Chat, I'm looking at you.
Yeah. This character is Birth by Sleep. Like I've played them all, but Birth by Sleep is like the one that. Well, I haven't played 3.
Is the character's hair blue?
Yes.
Is it Aqua?
It is Aqua.
Okay, cool. Aqua.
Yeah, Aqua from Kingdom Hearts. So she is Birth by Sleep.
We did it, guys.
One of the 3 playable characters, because you play as. Is that Sora you play as? No, that's the off-brand Sora, right? And then you. Yeah.
Oh.
And, wait, hold up.
Trey, if you're watching this, I apologize for my hands.
Hold up.
But yeah, you can for Birth by Sleep, you can play as Ventus, Aqua, and Terra.
Yeah. So Ventus is the off-brand Sora.
Yeah.
Right? Hold up. Let me look at a picture of him.
He does look like him, but it's like.
But bruh, that is off-brand Sora. You were not telling me. Look at him.
Okay, yeah, it does. Okay.
Bring it up for the people.
As a person that's played all the games, I understand that that's off-brand Sora. That's a totally like
look up
different character.
Birth by Sleep,
but
and
like,
then just bring up
from
the
the
art.
Outside
He's on the front.
It does look like Sora.
Yeah, dude. Like I thought he was Sora the whole game.
No.
Like the whole time I was playing until they say his name or something. I was like, wait, what? This is a different guy?
Yeah.
Click it. Zoom in on one of these. Give me like a fool. Damn it. Like, you telling me that ain't.
I mean, like technically, like Sora's hair is like.
Like, look at him.
But like Sora's hair is like brunette, or not brunette, but like brown.
Click that game right there. Click that one. Look at that dude.
Okay, then pull up Sora.
Look at this dude. Come on.
Actually, wait. Can you look up like a? If you can
just
put
look up
like
Sora.
both of the characters like both together.
Just look up Sora and then hit the back button.
Or that, yeah, that's probably easier.
Sora, Kingdom Hearts. Boom. Click him. He just got darker hair. That's basically the same dude. Click. Oh man, come on. Okay, whatever. Moving on. So yeah, it was Aqua. You got it. Congratulations. You didn't take a fat L, which is nice. This next section of the podcast, though, this is Reader Mail. You can get your questions read as well by writing into the show at synceduppod@gmail.com. Or you can also, I forgot to put it in the housekeeping, join our Discord server. And there's a link in the show notes or the description on the YouTube video to join our Discord. And there's a reader mail suggestions box there for you to send stuff in if you want. Also, we've been playing a lot of games with fans and stuff. Been playing a lot of Minecraft with Spencer, and we'll get into that. But let's get right into it. Fielding Dahmer writes in this week. Bonjour, homies. Which video game do you consider to be the one you are the best at? If you had a versus a random average or above average player, which game would be your go-to? Mine would be Rocket League. I'm a noob compared to a lot of players, but as a Diamond 1, I'm in the upper half of the bell curve. Fielding from Utah. So, can't really do a one-on-one in Battlefield, but I would consider myself extremely good at Battlefield. I don't want to sound too cocky, but I was at the top of a lot of leaderboards in my state, and I was in the leaderboards in the U.S. In Battlefield 4, but I was never at the top of the U.S. leaderboards. But I was in like the top 100 of certain stats because Battlefield before used to have a career app you could have, and they would basically like kills with this gun or kills with LMGs or like all these different stats, and I was high up there on a lot of those stats for that game, so that was dope. So I would definitely consider that.
This man is flexing.
Yeah. But if I had a one-on-one, it'd probably be Smash Bros. I know a lot of the best players whip my ass, but for like an average player, like if you average every person that plays Smash Bros, I could probably kick a lot of people's ass. But only if we got a badass over here. But only if you like pull everybody. If you pull like people who go to tournaments, I just get smacked on. 1 and 2, 2 and 2. I'm not really that great.
He said, "Send everybody on your left."
All right, what do you got? What would you consider the game that you're the best at?
So like I'm not really the best at like a lot of games, but like recently I've been popping off in Apex.
Popping off.
Yeah. Like last season or so like okay. So like we're in season 7 now in Apex, and like in season 6 I was almost in like gold 2, which is very hard for a lot of people. But like now I'm kind of like I haven't played ranked like a lot, but I played a little bit last night and I got to over 1. I'm like slowly creeping back up in the gold, slowly but surely.
We take those.
Oh yeah.
But that's it. I'm glad you're good at Rocket League fielding. You probably kick my ass. I'm terrible at Rocket League. Chance is pretty good, but I'm bad. I am bad. So Spencer writes in. We got 3 emails from Spencer. You gotta love him carrying the reader mail section on his back. That's 100%. What we should call the Spencer mail.
Spencer with fortune. Thank you.
Spencer Trevette. Hey yo. So I think I wrote this question in a few weeks ago. You did, and I did read it. I was gonna include it this week, but you re-upped on it. And maybe it got glossed over, but I wanted to revisit it. If you remember, high school English class had a required reading essential novels that the professor felt pertinent to your English curriculum, i.e. Orwell's 1984, Rand's Fahrenheit 451. I don't know why you'd be referencing, those specific novels right about now. There's no particular reason, but okay. I was wondering what your guys' video game required reading list is. What video game does every gamer need to play in order to appreciate the video game community? It doesn't necessarily need to be your favorites, but the video games that you feel carry the most impact. I'm a little inebriated while writing this. Spencer T. So Spence, I would personally say there's a plethora of games on this list. A couple land in my favorites. First and foremost, Portal or Portal 2. Doesn't really matter which one. I think those are essential to understanding gaming as a whole. Minecraft is one of them nowadays. It's the best-selling game of all time.
Yeah,
you want to turn the clock back. I think Tetris is the go-to. Everyone can play Tetris.
My mom still plays Tetris to this day.
Yeah, a dog can play Tetris. It really is simple, yet as complex as you want it to be.
Yeah.
And it's a universal language, frankly. So yeah, Tetris, Minecraft, Portal, maybe a Halo game in here just to understand the legacy. That's maybe if you're getting into games. It's a thing where like if you're not interested in games, I don't know if like Halo really like can come out at you. But if you're someone who's like not really known games really, and you're trying to get into them and you have an interest in playing them, I think a Halo game, maybe possibly Halo 3 probably. But if you want to turn the clock back more, like Halo 1 or Halo 2 could be a good choice. Halo 2 when Xbox Live came out, Halo 1 the original. There's a bunch of arguments to be made there. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I would consider a Pokemon game a required reading. Maybe possibly
100%, yes.
The first couple, like Red, Blue, and Yellow.
Oh, Fire Red, Pokemon Emerald, Pokemon Platinum.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, I could see that definitely. What else other like
the other game,
gargantuan?
This might be a hot. I feel like game that would like impact and would like make you appreciate just like the quality of the game and like the
If you say Kingdom Hearts.
No, not Kingdom Hearts.
Okay.
No. Kingdom Hearts is too like.
You asking people to read like the deepest Shakespeare.
No, but like if you want to like appreciate a game and appreciate what like the developers have done like with the game and all that, I think you should play Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
I mean, yeah. It's newer. It's
like
newer.
yeah, it is newer.
So people might
like,
argue against that, but definitely.
But
I mean, it's a solid game. It's great. It's fantastic. But if you don't want to play, if you don't really think Breath of the Wild, you could turn it back to Ocarina of Time, Mario 64, some of the first forays into 3D. So that you have that there. That's cool. Really, I personally think The Last of Us, the original, is a required reading simply for what it's shown that games can be narrative powerhouses and can tell incredible stories.
No.
I think The Last of Us 2 hits that mark too, but I know a lot of people disagree with me there, so I'm not going to necessarily die on that hill. But I think that really covers it in terms of games that really would be required reading. I don't know. GTA Online could be one if you want to experience that because that's such like a thing, You could say Fortnite maybe because of how big of a thing it is and how much it grew the industry. Yeah. Like there's a lot of arguments for a lot of things, but if you turn the clock back, Ocarina of Time, Mario 64, Tetris, even Pac-Man, maybe the Portal games, just classic stuff.
Have you ever played Pac-Man?
No.
You haven't played Pac-Man World?
This sounds terrible.
Oh no, it was fun. It was like a RPG. It was not like a RPG. It was kind of like an RPG.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it was like on the PlayStation.
This sounds so bad.
No, it was actually pretty good.
I'll look it up after this. Spencer writes in with 2 more. So he got, what's poppin'? I'll just bombard you with emails as they pop into my brain. This question is what makes a game great for you. Is it the gameplay, the replayability, the soundtrack, everything combined? Skyrim is hands down my favorite game of all time, from the ambiance it sets to the many seemingly never-ending side quests. They are never-ending, by the way, Spencer, if you didn't know, but they just get generic. But they are infinite, technically. The game has so much replayability, and the gameplay loop never seems to get stale. What is your guys' favorite game of all time, and why does it top the others? This podcast is Boo Boo, Spencer, Rio, Trevette. So obviously, if you listen to the Thursday episode where I talked with Bob Buell, the lovely Bob Buell, about our top 5 games of all time, I talk about how Final Fantasy VII is my favorite game of all time. And why it is, so you can go over there and check that out if you want to listen to that, specifically on the what is your favorite game. But what about you? What would you consider your favorite game of all time?
My favorite game of all time? Some of y'all might not like my taste.
What you about to say?
I mean, like, I would kind of base like my favorite game. I'm gonna say games of all because I can't talk. Oh gosh. Okay, sorry. My favorite games are like I base it on like replayability, and so like for me, like freaking like Sunset Overdrive, fantastic. Like honestly, I think in like 2 days I'm finna like replay that again because like I was playing a little bit with my friend, with my friend Ryan, and like we were just talking about just like how like the commentary that like each character has is like funny. And how like the music, it just kind of like brings back like kind of like that punk, like the
yeah
yeah. Yeah, there's that game. Another game. Sorry. Now like y'all probably don't know this game, but Custom Robo.
Oh yeah,
fantastic game. I love that game.
He was playing that
so
shit when we was playing Animal Crossing, and you was waiting on stuff. Had that up.
Oh, I love that game so much. It's just like, it is an older game.
That's old as shit.
But like the combat, like with like the robots and just like customizing like it's fantastic.
It looks so bad. I was watching you play it. I was like, bro, this looks terrible. But I mean, you enjoy it, so. But for the initial question, what makes a game great for me? I think one of the biggest things is emotional impact. Is one of the things that I think carries a lot of weight for me. Replayability, I do not give a shit about. I think that's okay if you care about that. A lot of people, don't have a lot to buy a bunch of games. Like I'm blessed to be able to buy like all the games every year. So I always have something new to play, but a lot of people are forced to play 2 games a year or something like that. So they need replayability to value a game.
Which is how I grew up.
I don't necessarily need that. So replayability isn't something I value, but emotional impact is very important to me. Soundtrack is also not very important, but when there is a good soundtrack, it is something I appreciate quite a lot. Right. One of the reasons Final Fantasy VII is my favorite game of all time. So That's what makes a game great for me.
Mhm.
One more question from Spencer Trevette here. Dudes. If I'm writing too much, let me know. You're not, Spencer. Don't worry about it. You carry this on your back. You're not the only reason, but the majority of the reason why we always have emails. And I'll cool it. If not, then great. My question this week is about gameplay mechanics. What is your favorite gameplay mechanic? One that keeps on grabbing you every time. Which one is the most interesting or unique you've ever played before? And which ones can you just not do without? Or which ones can you just do without? For me, my favorite has to be destructible environments. I can't explain why it's so appealing, but being able to chip away at a barrier or shoot through a wall is just so satisfying. As always, this podcast is Boo Boo. Love, Spency T. It's you every time, huh? So for me, Spencer, I think that gameplay mechanics. So some of the most unique gameplay mechanics. The gameplay mechanic that I thought would infinitely be ripped off into oblivion was the Nemesis system from Shadow of War games, Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War. That system was dope. And even though those games weren't that great, I thought that system was hella cool. And I thought everyone was going to rip it off from here on out. And no one did, which is surprising. So that's cool. Procedural generated stuff, I can kind of get behind a little bit. That's a mechanic that I can kind of get behind. But not too much, In Minecraft, it's fantastic. But in other games, like, it kind of, I don't know. I like that consistency. Sometimes it really just depends on my mood, I guess. I'm completely contradicting myself. I do agree on destructible environments, though. That shit is dope. In Battlefield, being able to throw a charge on a wall and just, like, blow it up, and then, like, there's, like, 4 dudes on the other side of the wall that you kill. Or you, like, destroy the last pillar on a building and bring the whole thing down and get, like, a 10 bomb real quick. Like, it's just great to do that. Like, that's some of the funnest stuff to do. But gameplay mechanics, man, there's just so much unique shit nowadays. It's hard to tell. I'll tell you one gameplay mechanic I hate: building in Fortnite. I don't like that. Sliding in Apex, that's good.
Oh man,
sliding is a gameplay mechanic I can get behind. Anything that's speedy, jumps and slides and stuff, wall running. I like speedy. I like aggressiveness. So anything that's like that, I can get behind. Can't wait to try Ghost Runner because it has all that shit, right? Yeah. I'm stoked for that. But yeah, I don't know. What about you though? What gameplay mechanics really jump out at you for ones that you enjoy?
Now, like, I don't play like a lot. Well, I do play a lot. A lot of games are kind of like similar, like kind of like how you were saying, like with like Apex, like the sliding. Like I love the sliding.
Yeah. Be sliding everywhere.
Yeah, I think like especially like with Apex, I kind of like
down the hills.
Yeah, I kind of like the diversity of like what every character can like kind of do.
Character abilities.
Yeah, but like my favorite would probably have to be Octane because he has like this ability where you can throw out like a jump pad, then you can like jump on it and then double jump, and you can get to like.
Wait, he can double jump now?
Yeah, fantastic.
Oh, he couldn't do that before.
Oh yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah, they added that in like the second. It was a recent patch. And then also Horizon, she has an ability where you can
Who the
like.
Fuck is that?
Horizon?
Don't explain. Just roll on.
She's a new character from season 7, and basically she can. Well, she has 2 abilities. She can create. She can like change like the gravity. Am I right, Jordan? Like she can change like the gravity of like a certain area and like creates like this like pillar. You can like go up into the.
He throws out a little machine that shoots up your gravity.
Yeah, and then she has like this other ability where you can forgot what their little. She throws like this little like mechanism thing like in this area, and it creates like a black hole, and it like sucks everybody in. And usually like what all the TTVs and everybody else do, they like use her ability to like. Go up in the air, they throw out the little black hole thing, and then they just like throw grenades like out the cheeks, and just like people just like get just clapped by like arc stars and
yeah, if you're stuck,
yeah,
makes sense. Yeah, singularity. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
And I guess to like keep it on the Apex train, the thing that I hate the most, like I guess like concept wise, is Caustic's gas.
Yeah,
I hate that so much.
Yeah, it slows
you
you
can't
down.
see anything. Even if you have a Caustic on your team, you can't see anything. It's just like ridiculous. Like the only way you can see somebody is if you have like a digital threat.
Yeah,
which is just so.
That's lame.
Ugh.
That's it for the reader mail section. Thank you to everyone who wrote in, Spencer and Fielding. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Also, I don't know why I said also. What I meant to say was the next section of the podcast. phrase I like to say so much, the what you've been playing section. It's where we talk about the games we've been playing, obviously. And I just been playing Minecraft. Kind of shocking.
Getting back into Minecraft.
Yeah, we were talking about Michael talks about Minecraft in our last bonus episode with Bob Buell, and I was like, you know what? I think I want to play Minecraft. So I texted Chance and was like, hey, let's play some Minecraft. And we started a realm, and we've been playing Minecraft for like 5 days, and we got like a village going. It's been popping off. I've been playing so much Minecraft. It's kind of like reinvigorated my.
I feel like you do this like every year because I remember like last year you had like.
We always do a server, but
yeah,
it usually doesn't come around till like June or July when everyone's not busy, and I didn't expect it to come around anymore because everyone's kind of out of college now. So, but it's just like it caught me off guard, and I'm like in on Minecraft. I completely dropped Iconfell and stuff, so I'm really enjoying Minecraft. I've been building shit. Great. What about you though? What you been playing?
So I've been playing like 2 multiplayer games and then 2 single player games. The first multiplayer, of course, Apex. Playing with my boy Ryan,
Gotta love it.
Second multiplayer game, Granted.
Oh, that's a good one.
Playing that.
I played it when it very first came out.
Yeah.
I need to get back to it though.
Yeah, like when I first played it, like it was very glitchy and whatnot. But like after like I got my Xbox, not K, small shout out, thank you Willow Gang for giving me that. I appreciate you guys. But yeah, Grounded, like it's so much better to play. Like the bugs aren't like glitching out. And like whatever.
Yeah, because I played it like day one.
Yeah.
And it was rough.
Yeah, it was.
Glad it's good though. Glad it's good now. I'll come back to it with the full release.
Oh yeah. The first single player game that I've been playing, Rancher.
Oh shit, that's a classic. You been playing that?
Yeah, I've been playing it. I think I have like the honey slimes now. And then I recently got into the other world where you can get like the Saturn.
Yeah,
and that's
a fun game.
Yeah, like the thing that like kind of tripped me out was there's like these like fire tornadoes that happen, and I was like, oh, I gotta get out of here, please don't hurt me.
yeah. I think Kylie would like that game.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I think she might.
Yeah, she'd love that game. And then the last game that I've been playing is Immortals Fenyx Rising,
which I like a lot.
Yeah,
I like it a lot.
Also, shout out to my boy Ryan for buying that for me. Really appreciate you.
Yeah, I didn't never finished it, but I really did enjoy that game.
Yeah, I'm on like the second world. I don't know if you've.
Yeah. I got because you can go wherever you want. So I did some like Aphrodite stuff. That I don't know if that's what you're doing right now, but I got off the main island, did like the first area, then I went to do like some Aphrodite stuff, and that's as far as I got.
Yeah, I'm just on the first area. I went back to like the tutorial area and try to like finish like everything, but I guess because I don't have certain abilities. I can't,
but you can cheese some of those.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the one where you go under and it's like under the mountain?
Yeah.
And then you can beat that one without the ability.
Okay.
Yeah, up at the top. Huh? Yeah, it's in the tutorial island. It's a tutorial island. Up at the top. Now there's a lot of stuff like this. It's very Breath of the Wild in this sense. You don't have to complete it like regular, like how they want you to do it. So up at the top where there's rocks up there that you put on buttons up there. You can finagle it where you slowly climb down the mountain on little spots that you can stand on and move it down to where it's within your magnesis range and bring down 2 of those big ass rocks and then squeeze them through there and put it on that button. It will complete the puzzle. That's what I did.
Okay.
It was really cool.
Now I know. Now I gotta play this one.
So I don't know what the ability it is that you need, but whatever it is, I didn't need that shit, son. You ain't stopping me. Yeah, so I love that.
We got God Gamer Tim over here.
God Gamer Tim. That is a fun game, though. I very much enjoy it, and I would like to get back to it. But you know me, I don't get back to things, so how I do it. Yeah. But that's it for the show this week. Pretty good. We finally had some news. We finally had good games in the weekly releases. We had some good emails. You didn't take an L on the 20 questions. It's your inaugural episode of the Synced Up podcast.
We take those, yes.
Which is great
to be here. Thank you.
Of course, Mike is visiting family right now, doing some stuff as like a Christmas gift for his mom and stuff.
Mike, we miss you.
We do miss you. We'll see you on Tuesday. So he's gone. So Isaiah's here filling in. I think he did a good job. Obviously, he was stressing before this.
I was a little bit.
Was very much stressing, and I think at the beginning of the show he was a little rough there, but you got it by the end, which is nice. So if you like Isaiah, if you think he's enjoyable, you can go over to his Twitch.
Oh yeah.
What's the Twitch?
Twitch.tv/its_Zay15.
That's ZAI15.
Yes.
If you enjoy Isaiah, you can find him over there streaming. He's streaming Nuzlocke and all kinds of shit like that.
Yeah, we've been playing Pokemon. We're doing a Pokemon White Nuzlocke. Yeah, recently like my laptop has been kind of like messing up, so like I haven't been able to stream like as long as I want to. But I think I fixed the problem, so hopefully we're gonna be on and pop.
Might have to do some upgrades with the tax season.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So yeah, if you enjoy Isaiah, you can go over there and support him over there. Maybe he can get some good followers, give him some subs or whatever.
Oh, yes.
Upgrade your equipment. That'd be nice. Obviously, follow him on Twitter. I think you follow. Do you follow the Synced Up Twitter?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can find him in there.
I'm on
Was that
Twitter.
Beast King 2015?
No.
No, he's still like it's
no.
day.
That's only my gamer tag on Xbox.
Yeah, okay. We're no longer on the Beast King. But if you enjoy him, you can go over there and find that stuff. Obviously, find us on YouTube, youtube.com/syncedupodcast. Like, comment, subscribe. Even if you're in the audio feed, think about hopping over and giving us a like and a sub. Just make those numbers go up. That'd be real nice. I know Spencer does that every week, and we very much appreciate him for it. Thank you,
Spencer.
Thank you, Spencer. And it's been fun. Oh, I forgot to mention, Minecraft we've been playing with Spencer, and Lyle hopped in the server a little bit. We've been playing with some fans, which is fun. But yeah, follow us on Twitter at synceduppod, at Timothy DeRoe, the whole jazz, all the 9. We'll be back next week. Chance Rayner will be joining us next week. Ooh. He's up from where he lives in Texas, and he's going to be up here for a couple of days, and so we thought we'd have him on because y'all heard so much about him.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
And he did the call in. He called in, I think, one episode of the podcast, and he called into the stream once, which was really tight. So. And he was also on the Last of Us 2 spoiler cast that we did, and I think the Final Fantasy 7 one as well. I can't remember, but y'all know Chance. He runs the Twitter, so he'll be on next week. Get excited for that. But until then, we will see y'all in the next one.
Later.
Goodbye. Just run that intro, bro.
What's poppin' internet? It's your boy Zay. I'm taking over this podcast.
I'm calling the police. All right, let's do this.
All right.